Hello. Today we're going to be looking at solving three variable systems by rref. To do so, I'm first going to put the system into an rref form. So I need to put in the number that I have for each letter. So I start with the first one. I can see that I have 1x. In the second row, I have 2 x's. In the third row, there are 0 x's. I next go to my y. I have negative 1y, 0 y's, and 1 y. And then I go to my z's. I have negative 1z, 1z, and negative 1. Let me just do that in a different color so we can see. Those all come here. The last thing I'm going to put is the numbers they're equal to. So 4, 7, and negative 3. Now I need to enter this information into a calculator. So I'm going to come to my graphing calculator. Let's clear it here. And you can, of course, say second plus 712. It's reset. And let's go to start with the matrix. So I hit second and matrix. I go over to edit, enter. Now our matrix is a 3 by 4. And I'm going to put the values into it. So 1, negative 1, negative 1, 4. And this is from the table that I just made. 2, 0, 1, 7, and 0, 1, negative 1, and negative 3. Okay. And you just want to make sure that that matches this table. And it does. Now this is where it gets a little tricky. In my graphing calculator, I say second quit. After I say second quit, I'll now need to say second matrix. I move over to math, and I go down to rref. I'm now going to put second matrix again, and I press enter, and that's inputting that into the rref form. I press enter, and it gives me my table. So at this point, I have my answer. I'm going to copy that table down. One, 0, 0, 0, 1, 0, 0, 0, 1. And then it's going to give me this interesting little piece here, which are the values. So this is like saying 1x is equal to, let's see, 3. 1y is equal to negative 2. And 1z is equal to z. And so we just put that as 3, negative 2, comma 1. All right, let's move on to the next one. Again, let's start with our x values. So there's 1, 1, and negative 1. Then let's go on to our y's. Negative 2, 1, 0. Then let's go on to our z's. 1, 0, negative 2. And of course, last, our whole number values. Negative 26, 23, and 5. And we're going to input that into the table. So let's just input a new table. This is also second matrix. We go to edit. We want again a 3 by 4. And we're just putting those values in, right? 1, -2, 1, -26, right? 1, 1, 0, 23, -1, 0, -2, and 5. And so that should just match the table here. Again, we're now going to get to the complicated part. Second, quit. Second, matrix. Math. Move down to rref. Second matrix. Choose the one we just inputted. And voila, we have our table. Right? 1, 1, 0, 1. Yes, so let's put that in. Right? And it should look something like this. Excuse me. And again, that's like telling me 1x, 1y, and 1z. So 9, 14, and -7. And let's put those all on a table. 9, 14, and -7. All right, moving on. I'll go through this a little quicker now, right? We don't necessarily need all of the explanation for each part, but again, I'm just copying down the values here. Right, that's just this table here. I'm going back to my calculator. Second matrix. I'll put a new one in at C. Again, second matrix. I gotta press edit. I'm doing a 3 by 4. 3 by 4. And let's put it in, the values. 3, 2, -1, 8, -1, 1, 0, -2, -1, 0, 1, -4. And now I'm just going to go to second, quit, second matrix, over to math, second matrix. Try this again. 1, 2, 3, 4. rref, second matrix, and it's the C one that we just put in. And we have our value. X is 2 and Z is -2. So let's go ahead and put that in. X is 2, Z is -2. 1, 0, 0. X is 2. Y has no value, and Z is -2. And let's put those all together, just like so. Okay. Again, I'm not going to speak to each part of this, but we've got 1, -1, -1, 3, -4, 1, 2, -12, -1, oops, -1, 0, 1, -1. Now I'm going to go throw those into the calculator. So second matrix, edit. I'm going to go to D. I'm going to do a 3 by 4. And I'm saying 1, -1, -1, 3, -4, 1, 2, -12, and -1, 0, 1, -1. I second and quit. Second matrix. Go to math. Go down to rref. I input D. And I enter. And it gives me my values as 4, -2, and 3. So x is 4, y is -2, and z is 3. 4, -2, 3. Continuing on, I'm just inputting my values. And saying, okay, what each value is of the coefficient. And let's input that into the calculator. Second matrix. Let's edit. Let's go to a new one at E. It's still a 3 by 4. And I'm just putting in the values from the previous table. -38. And it should look the same. So I second and quit. Second and matrix. I go over to math. Down to rref. And I put the most recent one in. 5, 7, and 2. So when x is 1, or with 1x it is equal to 5. With 1y it is equal to 7. And 1z it is equal to 2. 5, 7, and 2. All right, we're on to the last one. And now I'm just going to input those values in. Second matrix, I go to edit. I put a new one in, which is a 3 by 4. I put 7, 0, -1. It has a value of 30. I then put 2, 1, -5. It has a value of -8. And then -1, -1, -1, -10. I second and quit. Second matrix, over to math, down to rref. Second matrix, and I put the last table there. And, you know, it's going to give me these very strange values. So let's just round these to the nearest tenth. So 4.8, 1.4, and 3.8. Okay? Four point eight. 1.4, and 3.8. And we can all just put those together here. And that is it.